This is how 6 university students robbed a museum using a briefcase. A briefcase is an alternative escape room experience themed around a museum heist. You play as the person inside the van, remotely guiding your inside accomplice through a museum using hacked security cameras. The game has 2 major components, a 3D point-and-click puzzle world and a custom spy briefcase controller that maps directly to everything you see on screen. Solve the puzzles, steal the artifacts, and get out in 30 minutes.
I'm Alicia and I'm our lead 2D artist.
I'm Matt and I'm the lead game designer and developer.
My name is Ching. I'm the 3D asset modeler.
I'm Olivia and I was the concept artist and 3D modeler.
This is AJ, our puzzle designer and writer. I'm Sherelle, I'm the hardware and game programmer. In order to show you how this all came to be, let's go back to the very beginning. Our first idea was to create a surgery party game where each player has an alternative controller and they control individual limbs. After trying to flesh it out, it just wasn't melding the way we wanted it to, so we had to pivot. What we found was a good strategy is thinking of the alternative controller and what sort of inputs we might want to add on it so that it gave us constraints on what sort of ideas might come out of that for a game. In our mood boarding for our controller, you can see we're really inspired by 2000s and 70s sci-fi gadgets. We wanted to have low poly PS2 type graphics, taking inspiration from 70s interior for our museum setting, and of course looking at other pieces of media and video games. Alicia created some sketches of our character design for Ham. Olivia did some concept art for our rooms, and I started the initial sketches for our controller design. And then it was time to start gathering the components we needed for the controller. The slider was the first component I tested, but of course as soon as I tried adding the other 2, issue came up. The issue was that the Arduino was sending too many values at the same time for Unity to read and causing the queue to fill up and stop receiving new values. Miriam was able to help me identify this problem. Thank you! Next, a cardboard panel prototype was created, but after this, we knew we needed to up our visuals. Alicia created our improved start menu, and Matt did a really wonderful job with modeling and texturing Ham, as well as creating a test environment to place him into our game and test our point-and-click interactions. At this stage, we also now have a cutscene that gives beginning context to the players. And now it was a matter of continuing to add the additional inputs to our controller, like the camera switching, the knobs, the joystick that zooms the camera in and out, fleshing out our museum world a little bit more, and creating an improved panel prototype with plywood. Big reveal. Will it fit? Not once have I made something and it was right the first time. I gotta take off at least 8 or 9 millimeters all around.
A high from the second progress presentation was definitely the amount of work that we were able to showcase, but a low was definitely a lot of feedback was really questionable and some of it was a little bit concerning, but we were able to make decisions that was best for our team based on the feedback, and I think that everybody took it really well.
Once we put most of the assets and we got all the puzzles done, the game really came together, and at that point I thought, wow, we can actually do this.
At this stage, it was really satisfying seeing our game come together with some completed UI, the texturing of our artifacts, texturing of our building, and an improved panel with some engraving.
Most excited about players to experience with the controller, also like the amazing graphics that everyone's gonna see. I want them to be like, whoa, like this is so cool, like IMD people built this, that's crazy.
I'm most excited for players to just explore the museum in our game. The whole assets and our game design is really good. Excited to just see players just immersed in it.
The controller is the most fun part about it, and having people have fun, playing around with it and trying to figure out how to work the puzzles with the controller.
I'm super excited for players to see our final briefcase. It's so cool. And also bias here, the poster, everything is just starting to come together.
Now you're all caught up with what we've been doing for the past 8 months. It's really been so much fun, and even though it's really stressful, the demo day really makes it worth it, showing people our final product, and I hope we'll see you there April 8th. Bye.